Okay, welcome. Yesterday, I made a comment that I would like to go to Israel, and it's October 9th, and the Hamas-Israel war just started. And I said I had a standing offer of $750, and I thought about it later, and I go, man, that could be a problem. But um, I'm going to tell you the cost to fly to a new tiny home location. I'm going to call all these places tiny homes. Basically, I live in rooms or apartments sometimes, but there's two types of tiny homes or three. I'll just say I have a tent, I have a van, I have a hotel room, apartment, or a guest room where I could go live. A guest room is somebody offers me a free guest room and I stay for a month. Um, I found that is quite difficult to do because of the transportation problem inside the United States. I guess I'd have to almost do it in the biggest cities, right, where there's public transport. But the places that are on my location right now, October 8th, 2023, for Andy Graham. I've traveled nonstop. Okay, I've lived outside the United States for 25 years and went into 114 countries. So a lot of you have your dream places, but they're they're not really my dream places. I mean, if you want me to go to Europe, Western Europe, or someplace, I'm not going to do it unless I don't know. I don't know how I would do it. I'd almost have to make money to do it. I am willing to take people on tours though, two to four people. Okay, but the offer still stands. I think I can go about anywhere one way for $750. Then I would jump to the next location. But here's a list of kind of a bucket list of my locations that I would like to go to. Is there a chicken? There's always noises. Look, this hotel is really quiet where I'm at. I'm only paying $200 a month. And I'm going to try to average $200 a month or less. And I'm going to say average. What does that mean? I could be paying $400 in Europe and $150 in Guatemala or something. And if you average it out, it all comes out to about $200 a month. And I'm going to try to go live every 10 days to kind of get some super chat money. Because if I got up to $750, life is incredibly easy. I have money to fly anywhere on the planet and stay. Okay, so the different places I'd really like to go is, man, this chicken is going crazy. I don't know if you can hear it. Tel Aviv, Israel. I would like to fly there. It seems to cost right around, say, $572. So that definitely would work out for the $750. Odessa, Ukraine is where I'd really like to go. I don't care that they're in a war with but I'm not going to go there right now because it's starting to be winter. It's just crazy. Darien Gap. I didn't check out the price for Odessa, Ukraine. The way I check out the prices for these jumps is I get on Kayak and I put the feature that says plus or minus plus 3 days or lower 3 days. So it does a scan of 6 days, and then I try to finagle. They got some really crooked airplane fares where they're trying to get like 50 hours and stuff like that. Don't take these. Are 4 or 5 different airlines. That really does not work. Okay, but I also think I can do it on Expedia, but Expedia doesn't really have as good a price. The only other one I use is Skyscanner. I do think there is Trip.com. I don't use that Google one. Okay, but I just do that. Then I would spread it out. I would move in like 3 different time areas. So right now I'm mostly the only one on Tel Aviv I'm doing for right now. But my sister and a few other people are coming down in January, so I'm sort of stuck here until then. And unless I just made a trip to Tel Aviv and back, but or someplace relatively close, like Central and South America. But I will in about January 15th or something like that, I will be leaving here for sure. Okay, so the other places I'd like to go to is I've never gone through the Darien Gap, and it would be quite interesting now because I think it's just full of Venezuelan people kind of going through there. So it's really the Darien Gap is between, I better tell you where this is, it's between Panama and Colombia, the country of Colombia. And when I first started doing this, the country of Colombia was quite dangerous. I do know I've met a few people that have gone through the Darien Gap, and I know it's highly possible. Um, the other one would be Pacupa, Peru. It's on the Amazon River, and it's for me to go see uncontacted driving. And this is one of the top ones. I would like to fly to Pucallpa, I'm probably spelling this wrong. Pucallpa, Peru, or Iquitos, Peru, and then go fly into Breu or one of these locations again and try to get up close to the uncontacted tribes again. I was there one time for, I don't know, about 10 days one time. And I'd like to go again. And on that one, I'd really like to take like two hardy people, okay? But that's pretty much extreme travel, and you're going to have to be in very good shape, okay? Another one is Medellin, Colombia. I don't know. I think I just really want to see what the girls are looking like now. Because when I was there the first time, it was one of the most beautiful girls on the planet because it's a combination of about 25% black with maybe 75% mestizo, European or indigenous, and it came out to a really good mix. And the combination of a white person with 25% black is a very beautiful person, okay? Because it got the round body, the butt, whatever. I'd like to go Scotland because that's where my namesake's from. But I might be called Scot-Irish. I'm learning that the Scot-Irish made a trip from, I guess, Scotland to Ireland and the top portion of Ireland. So I truly believe I'm a Scot-Irish person. And I would just like to do that to chase down the name Graham. Portugal, I would love to go to Portugal, but it's almost winter, right? I'm not going to go to Europe unless it's like the 2 or 3 warm months in Europe, because it's really miserable place otherwise. But Portugal, I think, could have some very economical tiny home places where I could live on for about $200 or $300 a month, and it's got an ocean front, and it's got I think probably a more relaxed culture, plus some surfing, right? Okay, this is really high on my list. Douala, I'm probably saying it wrong, Cameroon. This is in Africa. It's kind of Central Africa or West Africa. And that would start a trip where I could travel by land all the way to South Africa by land. I'd go about 12 countries on that. That could take me 2 years to do. So that would be the start of a 2-year trip. That one cost about $750 to fly from Chicago, then another $250. So it's about $1,000 to get there. And a lot of you think I'm really cheap, but how many times have I been to West Africa or Central Africa or Kenya or Uganda or Rwanda? These are, just like $800 to $1,000 one-way trips, okay? And few people have ever pumped up that much money to do this. And Portland, Oregon, I'd like to go see my friend Jeff, but I'm not going to do it right now because of the weather. Moscow, Russia, I have a place to go stay with a friend in Russia. I have absolutely no problem seeing Russians. I have nothing against Russians. I think this whole Ukraine war is a make business feature for the military-industrial complex, as Eisenhower called it. They're basically creating situations where they can sell things. Think about right now with the Hamas and Israel war. Where did these Palestine people get all these thousands of rockets, right? It's ridiculous. This is unbelievable amounts of money. Okay, but the people that sell these weapons want these wars, and they really pay lobbyist money to the U.S. government and every other government to make them start. And I think the Ukraine war is just one big corrupt situation. because the areas where they occupied wanted to be Russian in the first place. So they really are not occupying anywhere that didn't want to be Russian. Okay, Kutano Benin. That's right next to Togo, and I'd like to fly in there. That one's going to cost about $1,000 one way. Suriname, which is in, let's see, that's in Venezuela. It's in South America. It's French Guiana, Guyana, and Suriname. 3 countries I haven't been to in the Latino, Central South America area. I kind of would like to go to Angeles City, which is a whoremonger location, mainly because it's got some of the best quality of living. I've never stayed there more than a couple days, and I don't consider it it's a very interesting place in a way. It's the reason why it is because the infrastructure is so good. Okay, so as a place to just park it for a month, this is really a great place to park it for a month. Just because there's prostitutes doesn't mean you have to buy them. I went to Sosua, Dominican Republic, and lived over on the other bay all the time, and you know, I was not partaking of this situation, although I did listen to them a lot. Okay, they're pretty funny boys. They're much saner people. The whoremongers are much saner people than like the people on Lake Atitlan. Much higher quality of person in a lot of ways. I mean, they just have a proclivity for women, while these guys are, I don't know, they hate their own, they're racist against their own culture. Okay, this is the progressive liberal movement right now. Their self-loathing is out of control. Kutano Benin is really a great place. Natitingu, I've been there like, I don't know, 4 times. It's one of my favorite cities on the planet because it's so tribal and they got a great big market. It's wonderful. But I'd like to branch out and go to Cameroon. And that's a much more complicated, and the information is much more nebulous and difficult to understand. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. My policy right now for taking any kind of email doesn't mean I'm going to reply to you. Is you have to have your full name, and there's got to be quite obvious. If there's not even a full name in the thing, I'm just going to hit the block button, okay? Because I don't want to deal with nefarious individuals. And the internet has caused a pandemic of idiots, right? Jokers. Okay, but if you got your first name, last name, and you're pretty straightforward, I might do it. If you do more than an attaboy. If you just want to tell me you like me and you care about me, I'm not going to reply about that. But if you come up with something really intriguing, or something that really is, something that, some location or something that is really special, don't send me any videos to these girls that you guys are all watching on YouTube videos. That's just stupid stuff. That's absolutely insane, idiot, dumb down your brain. You just are having a hormone rush when you're watching these women. Most of these people are nothing but actors and actresses, and they're Instagram influencers that have no morals. Okay, I believe in telling the truth and telling you the whole situation. And right now, I would say 1% of the YouTube channels are even bridging on sometimes they're telling the truth, they just don't understand what they're doing, okay? Because a lot of people, there's so many layers to travel. And I was laughing at a guy, he was paying 10Q for tuk-tuks here, and he lived here many, many times. And I go, hey guy, the price of a tuk-tuk is 5Q. He didn't know where Andy's Mini Super is. I said, I thought you was living on an extreme budget. But some of these people never, ever learn Spanish. They never learn anything. Je parle français, yo hablo español, pu pasa Thai, fala portuguesa. Life is easy. But my life is a lot easier now, and I can go anywhere I want. I don't have to worry about anybody's feelings, okay? And that's really how I've lived my whole life, except for maybe the last 3 or 4 years. I never cared about what I don't feel responsible. If I say something that you get angry over, whatever, that's your problem. It's not mine. And really, what's really asinine is I don't know you and you get angry at me. That's really ridiculous. It's like a chair talking to you. Somebody you don't know says something and you get angry. That is the ultimate silliness. I don't know Donald Trump. I don't know Joe Biden. I'm not going to get angry over these guys, right? I didn't get sad when Princess Diana got killed. I didn't care. I said, it's a person, okay? There's these entanglements and enmeshments and dysfunctional behaviors that are pandemic on the planet right now. And this desire to be anger is a dysfunctional behavior that you need to stay the hell away from me. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. It's hoboontheroad@yahoo.com. And if you go in the About section, I have my email address. I'm getting really almost taking vengeance on people that write me emails because I've been, so many of my friends have went out of business and basically have they've lost the plot because they bought into this internet thing, right? The internet should not be your defining feature. I'm ending Hobo Traveler, which is probably written, I don't know, say 12,000 times. I don't care. It's not worth my brain to sit around and think about. I'm defined by what I do today, okay, and how I live my life each day. I get up and be a good boy. Okay, so this is my cost to fly to $290 to a new tiny home location, and I'm going to start calling all my, I think this is the best definition. I can't really call it a tiny house because they're not houses, but these are my tiny homes. And I live in each one of these places until I live in the next place. So I call each place my home. I really feel it's my home. I'm living here, and my home is San Pedro, Lake Atalan, Guatemala. It's October 9th, 2023. Okay, hasta luego.